80260.
Is there an apartment?
No, it's a house.
80260?
Mm-hmm.
And the number you called me on, is that your cell phone?
Yeah, that's my cell phone. That's my cell phone.
Okay. Is that the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, that would be the best way to get a hold of me.
Okay. Okay, well, do me a favor. Let me kind of take a look at this and see what we need to do. And I'll talk with the people who... I've only been involved with this case for a few years.
Okay.
And people here have been, involved with it from the start.
Detective Foster, before you...
A lot of times...
Detective Foster, I want to tell you before you go, because I know you got to take that other call, but this is important. The last month, we made our suspicions. We made him aware of our suspicions, and we used social media to do that. And on Friday is when I alerted Boulder police. I called Detective Trujillo and left a message for him. And later on that day, the Amber Alert for Jessica Ridgway went out, and we've already alerted Westminster police here of our suspicions several times, and they said they were working on this. But we see the similarities between the two cases. Both started off as kidnappings, and apparently both are ending up as homicides. And while this is happening at the same time, as soon as we find out about this information about Robert Adolph Enyart and Kenneth Tyler Scott, this starts happening. Very coincidental, at the very least, coincidental. But it does raise huge red flags for us, and we know this man very well, and he's afraid of us. Oh, by the way, yeah, he's very afraid of us. He's not afraid of the feds. He's not afraid of you. He's not afraid of any cop, any judge. They've sued judges and cops. That's no problem. He's not afraid of anybody. Kenneth Tyler Scott and Robert Adolph Enyart, but they are afraid of us, and I'm talking about my wife and I. And you gotta ask yourself why. And they've been afraid of us for a while. They won't. So we know things that they don't want other people to know. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that.
Okay. It seems like you guys have spent a lot of time on this. What's your motivation?
Well, last year what happened was it was last October or September, depending on which caller we're talking about. But anyway, right around then was when our family started becoming attacked, and by Enyart, and our social services got involved, and they threw everything but the kitchen sink being sexual abuse, at us. And we're not talking about social services, we're talking about our accusers who called social services. And we went through the entire social service process. It was scary. It was extremely intimidating. But in the end, we came out on top. It was the entire case was unfounded. Social services realized what was going on. And from that point, and our local police got involved too. They did a whole entire investigation about us and went deep into our lives. And so it was all unfounded. But because of the way the laws are set up.
North Glen Police Department?
Yeah, North Glen Police Department. Yeah, North Glen Police Department got involved. It was Sergeant.
Now, was Enyart one of your accusers?
Well, see, the problem with the laws is, he was, yes, because we got a full report, except parts of it were redacted. But when you look at the redacted portions, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to piece together who said what and who this person is. Besides, at the time, our only relationships in life were this church that he had and our family. So it was either someone from our family and or someone from our church. And by the way, the redacted report reads, it's both. And so in our family, I mean, it's a long story. We'll have to tell you. Basically, it's my wife's mother who fell under the influence of Bob Enyart. Basically, we were in a cult. I mean, if we really want to look at it that way, it does explain a lot. But when your only relationships in life are those within your church, and you got no other relationship. I even worked for people within the church at the time. I had a job with somebody there, and so that's the.
Do you work, Curtis? Do you work now?
No. This last year's we've been dedicating to protecting our family, because when you're under the gun all the time, somebody could call social services again, and it was unjust. We're not child abusers, we don't do any of that stuff, but they could call any time, and then social services, the whole entire thing starts again, and it does disrupt a family. Besides, when we're attacked like that, we don't take it lightly. We take our parenting very, very seriously, and social services realized that. I mean, we went through we were court ordered and all that, and it was all based off of lies. I mean, I can't believe the kind of court order they got against us. But it was based off of lies.
What was the accusation Enyart made?
Well, let me. I'm trying to remember. It was, like I said, it was everything but sexual abuse. So it was like educational neglect, drug-exposed child, of course, child abuse. Like inflicting, bruising and stuff like that. And it got to the point where these people who were calling social services were saying that our children are probably dead in the basement. And at the time, they were saying that we as in these reporters, were trying to get into our house. Namely, Bob Enyart himself. We have phone calls. From him, emails from him, trying to get a hold of us during this time. And so we're ignoring him because he's dangerous by that time. But then at the same time, they're getting reports saying we can't get a hold of him. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that Bob Enyart and other people were trying to get a hold of us, and then they say in the report they were trying to get a hold of us and they can't. So
okay.
So, but
well, Curtis, I have a good grasp of what's happening. If you have anything that you want to email, you still have Sergeant Trujillo's email address, right? Because I know he provided it for you.
Yeah, Detective Foster.
Would you email it?
Go ahead.
Do you email it to that address, please?
Oh, do you need? Oh, do I have his email address?
Yeah, you have Sergeant Trujillo's email address.
Yeah,
correct?
Trujillo at bouldercolorado.gov.
Yes.
Yeah.
That document that you said you put together, would you mind sending that to that address?
I could send it to that address. Yes, absolutely. You know what I really like to do, Detective Foster? I'd like to come in and sit down and make an appointment with you and sit down and go over this thing because there's a lot more.
Send that to us first, and then we'll review it.
No problem.
And we'll call you back.
No problem.
All right, but I do have to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Detective. I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Okay. Bye.
Good day.